Да, в общем, мне тоже вот микрофон не работает, секундочку.
Еще раз что?
Ну, у меня микрофон не работает. Не знаю, то не показывает, как, да, я сейчас проверю, извините.
Хорошо, ну, слышно вроде хорошо.
Да.
Ничего, еще есть время подключиться.
Ага.
Угу. Собирается народ. Так. Угу. Все окей. Трансляция у нас встроена. Как будем готовы, можно стартовать.
Ага.
Хорошо. So,
О, отлично. По-моему,
да,
работает.
вот. А раньше не так был, да? Вот микрофон.
Нет, сейчас совсем хороший звук. Было слышно, конечно, но звук был не такой хороший.
Ага.
Все,
Хорошо.
супер. Ну что, стартуем?
Да, начинаем, да, все тогда. Мгм.
Готово.
Мгм. So, hey there, everyone. Welcome to our second lesson. I hope you can hear me. So, if you can hear me, first type yes, and then we can start our lesson. So, yeah, looking forward to teaching you guys. Today is going to be a second lesson. So, we're going to focus on very important points today. So, I'm going to focus on speaking and writing. So, guys, can you hear me? Okay, so great, wonderful, wonderful. So we kind of completed listening and reading during our first lessons. I'm going to move on. I'm going to continue with our topic for today. That's great. Hi, Peter. Wonderful. Just trying to move forward. Yes. So, guys, today we're going to focus on speaking, and I'm going to show you how to achieve a 7+ in speaking. And also, of course, we're going to focus on writing. Now, remember, to achieve a very good score, you need to understand how the examiner is going to assess your speaking. So remember, when it comes to speaking, there are 4 criteria: fluency and coherence, pronunciation, grammar, and vocabulary. So when you speak, you need to make sure that you perform well in all 4 criteria. So that's the most important part. So once again, we have 4 criteria: fluency and coherence, pronunciation, grammar, and vocabulary. Now, remember, when it comes to fluency and coherence, you need to make sure to develop your answers logically. And I'm going to explain that now. And also to achieve a 7 or even more, you need to make sure to avoid hesitations and restarts of sentences. So that means when you speak, you should minimize hesitations. You should also use transitions and linking words correctly. So remember, when you speak, you need to use linkers effectively. That way, you will be more clear with your ideas. In other words, your ideas will be well connected. And also, you need to speak at a good speed. Now look at the example here. What do you like about your job? Well, there are a number of things that I appreciate about my job. Firstly, it's the working environment. We have a very organized structure and all of us work as a team, which is very important for me. On top of that, there is a lot of job satisfaction. In other words, it's always pleasing to see your customers satisfied with your work. So if you look at this, guys, as you can see, we have all the ideas developed with reasons, and also the ideas are well sequenced. Like firstly, on top of that, finally, for example. So that's coherence, being logical, being organized. So please keep that in mind. And in order to be fluent, you should not hesitate. You need to maintain a very nice pace. I'm not asking you all to speak too fast, but you need to understand how a native speaker would speak, and you need to kind of follow that pace as well. Then using linkers. Now you speak about something and then you want to mention the result. So if that's the case, you would use as a result. Maybe you want to add another point. In this case, you would use linkers such as moreover, furthermore, right? So that's what I'm trying to mention here. Then I'm going to show you another example with fluency and coherence. Look at the first model answer. What do you like about your university? If you say, I love my teachers, I love the way we are taught, I love my batchmates, that's just using simple sentences and not connecting your ideas. But look at the model answer. What do you like about your university? Honestly, I feel privileged to study at my university because I'm satisfied with almost everything. Firstly, I admire our lecturers. They are so committed and always willing to help us. On top of that, I'm happy with the quality of education. In fact, my university is well known for the teaching standards. And finally, I shouldn't forget to mention the overall atmosphere. There is a lot of positive energy around, which is motivating. So once again, firstly, on top of that, finally. And as you can see, every point is supported with reasons, right? Like, firstly, I admire our lecturers. Why? Because they are so committed and always willing to help us. On top of that, I'm happy with the quality of education and explaining. In fact, my university is well known for the teaching standards. And finally, I shouldn't forget to mention the overall atmosphere. So it's very important. Now, you, first of all, if you want to become fluent, so you can't hear me, is it? Okay. So if you can't hear me, you need to kind of, refresh your browser. What about the rest? Can you guys hear me? But someone is saying that he can't hear me. What about the rest, guys? Can you hear me? Okay, fine. So let me move on. I guess it should be fine. Guess you should be able to hear me now. Fine, guys. So can you guys hear me? I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on then. So next one, guys, is like focusing on pronunciation. Now, like fluency and coherence, we have pronunciation. And for this criterion, we need to make sure to pronounce words correctly. We need to learn how to chunk, and we need to vary your intonation. Now, very often we believe it's all about pronouncing words properly. But remember, it's very important to kind of also focus on other factors. So look at the examples here. Desert and dessert. Now, desert is actually a huge land with a lot of sand. For example, Sahara Desert. Dessert is actually what we eat, maybe a pudding or a sweet pie. Expertise and informative. You see, expertise and informative. Learn how to chunk. Now, chunking means to make natural pauses. Look at the example here. I love my job. And as you can see, after there is a comma. So you need to make a short pause, like, I love my job. I love my job. And also, guys, learn how to vary your intonation when you speak. Look at the third example. Ever since I finished high school, I haven't met with my batchmates. Ever since I finished high school, I haven't met with my batchmates. So you should have an ascending tone when the dependent clause comes first. And when the independent clause follows, you should have a descending tone. Like, ever since I finished high school, I haven't met with my batchmates. So work on this. Guys, have you found this information before? Have you watched videos related to this about chunking and intonation? Or is this your first time? Do you know how to chunk, and do you know how to vary your intonation? Because it's very important. It's an important part, because if you're preparing for this exam, if you want to achieve a 7, it's not just pronouncing words properly, but also you should know how to chunk and how to vary your intonation. So is this your first time? So that's why, okay, so it's your first time. So that's why I want to say that you need to work on this. So how can you focus on chunking? How can you improve? Well, first of all, you need to listen to native speakers, but remember the rules. Now, when there is a comma in a sentence, make short pauses. So especially when we are referring to adverbs, like, my job is exhausting. However, I love what I do. My job is exhausting. After, however, there is a comma all the time. So you make a short pause, like, my job is exhausting. However, I love what I do. And here also, you see a complex structure. Ever since I finished high school, I haven't met with my batchmates. So this is something you all should focus on. That's why in our IELTS expert course, guys, we have weekly speaking lessons. And these speaking lessons are conducted by our IELTS examiners. It's a fantastic opportunity. Quite often, students, they appreciate it, because during these speaking lessons, it's not just about speaking, but we also focus on pronunciation, how to minimize hesitation, how to logically structure your ideas. So we will individually work on your speaking, and we will try to improve it. So by the way, the speaking lessons are conducted by IELTS examiners and our certified trainers. And quite often, I also conduct those lessons. And I must say, it is very effective, because I do see students progressing during those lessons. So we conduct it every week. That's why I would say that you should join our IELTS expert course. And because of Black Friday, it's on a special offer. It's on a fantastic offer. And I believe that you should guys really think about it. I'm going to speak about it. So it's on a very huge discount. I'll discuss that a bit later. Now, when it comes to vocabulary, you need to use uncommon words. You need to use spoken language. You need to paraphrase, and you need to use the correct word form. So look at the model answer. Do you like sports? Now, you should not say, yes, I like sports. That's not correct, because then you'll be repeating words from the question. Like, do you like sports? You know, I do. I have always been a huge fan of sports. To be more precise, I'm crazy about football, because I just love experiencing tense moments. So that's why, guys, use expressions of like I love, I enjoy, I'm keen on, I'm really into, right? So use uncommon words, use spoken language, try to paraphrase, and use the correct word form. So it's very important. And as you can see, guys, we have used even present perfect here. Like, I do, I've always been. So from the past till the present. And also, guys, remember, you need to kind of use spoken language, like, well, actually. This is also very important to sound natural when you speak. So please keep that in mind. So once again, use uncommon words. Don't repeat words from the question. Use spoken language like, well, actually. Try to paraphrase, and make sure to use the correct word form. Now, also, guys, try to expand your vocabulary with uncommon phrases. So instead of saying, I respect my father, say, I look up to my father. Now, for example, look up means admiring or respecting someone. Now, for example, I would say, I look up to my father because he has been a great role model. I look up to my father because he has been a great role model. Now, you know the meaning. Now, I'm going to make you all to remember this word. This phrasal verb, look up. Now, can you tell me, can you type and say a person that you look up to. Now, create your own examples. Come on, let's do it. I look up to my father. What about you? Do you look up to someone? Who is it? So, right, like I look up to my professor, I look up to my teacher, and say why. Because he's very successful or because he has achieved so many things in his life. Now, I want you to type and create your own examples as well. Now, I want you to type your own examples because this way you're going to remember it. So, tell me about a person that you look up to and why. So you look up to my teachers, Madiha, that's very good. But why? Why do you look up to them? Is it because they are knowledgeable? Is it because they are willing to support you? What's the reason, right? Because that's very important in IELTS. You also need to come up with your reasons. Well done. Very good. Now look at Madiha's example because they inspire me to improve myself. Now that's wonderful. That is wonderful. So come on, I want everyone to make an effort. Tell me about a person that you look up to and also why. What's the reason? Well done. I see Wajid Iqbal says, I look up to my teachers because I'm here today because of their hard work. Mm-hmm. So here, I'm here today because you can say, I'm here thanks to their hard work. Would be better because you're repeating because twice there, right? So I would avoid that. But well done. Well done. So very nice example. Okay, so I'm kind of seeing examples. Now, the next point is when you create your own examples, the only way you're going to remember is by speaking out loud. You need to say it loud. You need to kind of say it loud. So, like, I look up to my father because he's been a great role model. You see, I look up to my father because he's been a great role model. And that's chunking too. Like, you have to say it loud. Like, I look up to my teacher because or teachers, right? Because they have been very supportive. Okay, I look up to my mother. She was teaching for more than 35 years at school. She was the mother of 7 children and did everything for us. Okay, that's great. That's wonderful. So great, guys. I think the examples are better. So that's the only way you can remember vocabulary. You see, you create your own examples, you speak out loud, say it loud, because this way you trigger your subconscious mind, and for sure, you will remember these words. So wonderful. That's great. Now, when it comes to grammar, you need to avoid grammatical errors, and also you need to use a variety of sentence structures. It's very important to minimize grammar mistakes and also to use a variety of sentence structures. So that will be crucial, guys. So now what I'm going to do is, well done, very good, Saigun. Well done, very nice example. So lovely. Now, guys, I want you all to choose the best option based on the tips I've shared. Look at the question. It says, do you like to read? I do. I enjoy reading because it helps me to unwind myself. I do. I have always enjoyed reading because it helps me to unwind myself. Yes, I like to read. Well, reading has always been my passion since it helps me to unwind myself. Is it the first one, the second one, the third, or the fourth? Which is the best one? I said you need to use complex structures, you need to use spoken words, you should not repeat the words from the question. Now, based on those tips, which is the best option here? Okay, I'll be very honest. I love both the options, right? I don't like number one. I enjoy reading because it helps me to unwind myself. But look at number two. It says, I do. I've always enjoyed reading because it helps me to unwind myself. And look at number three. I'm not going to even read it because I think it's not the way to answer. But look at number four. Well, reading has always been my passion since it helps me to unwind myself. So the first one is not that great. The second one is not bad too. Like, do you? I do, and actually have used present perfect here. In the fourth one, we have also used a redundant word like well. So I'm saying both options are fine. Both options are fine. So well done. If you chose two, it's also correct. If you chose the fourth one, it is also correct. So well done, guys. So just pay attention to that. So that's the next tip I would like to share with you all. Now, this question, do you like, is pretty common in IELTS speaking part one. So whenever you get this question, try to use present perfect because maybe, if it's a preference, you must have had it for a long time. So you can say, I've always enjoyed, or you can say, I haven't enjoyed, or, I haven't been that keen on, or I have been keen on. That would be really great. Fine. So to achieve a 7+ in speaking, these are the principles. You need to give longer answers. You need to use words related to the topic. You need to use idiomatic expressions. You need to use a wide range of sentence structures with flexibility. You need to minimize hesitation. You need to sequence your ideas and use linkers effectively. So once again, longer answers, need to use words related to the topic, need to use idiomatic expressions, use a wide range of sentence structures with flexibility, minimize hesitation, and sequence your ideas and use linkers effectively. Now, remember, if you want to achieve a 7, you do need to use idioms. Now, can you tell me, how many idioms do you know? How many idioms do you know? Because even to achieve a 7 for lexical resources, you do need to use idioms. So can you tell me, how many idioms do you know? 5, 10, 15? Do you know many idioms? And the next question is, can you use them confidently, skillfully? Do you have that ability? Okay, so it's a very important part. It's a very important part because we always do that. Now, that's why our IELTS expert course is so relevant here, guys, because during the course, when it comes to speaking, we do actually teach idioms related to all the topics that could come in the speaking part. So you might have those questions at the exam. So we focus on occupation, education, technology, people, places, fashion, restaurants, food. I could just go on. And for all these topics, you do need to know at least 5 to 6 idioms. So overall, in our IELTS expert course, we teach up to 40 idioms with examples. We will encourage you to use them, record yourself, and it's proven to be extremely effective. It's proven to be extremely effective, and that's why our students have achieved very high scores. I'll share that a bit later as well. Now, that's about speaking. I've told you what should be done. Now, let's focus on writing. Now, what you should do to achieve a 7+ in writing. So I see that some of you all know 15. That's not bad, but if you know only 2 or 3, that won't be enough when it comes to idioms. Now, let's focus on writing now. So for task response, now remember, in writing, guys, there are 4 criteria as well. Task response, coherence and cohesion. Then we have lexical resources, and of course, we have grammar. But remember, for task response, we need to write the specified number of words. Now, maybe you know for task 1, it should be not less than 150 words. And for task 2, it should be not less than 250 words. So when you write, you need to follow an academic style of writing, and you need to understand the question correctly, and cover all the points of the task. Now, when I say academic, I'm not speaking about task 1, academic writing. Even for IELTS generals, those who are taking general IELTS, remember, you do need to follow a formal style of writing. So in other words, your writing style should be formal. Now, that is very important. So that's about task response. Once again, remember, write the specified number of words, follow an academic style of writing, understand the question correctly, and cover all the points of the task, because you need to cover every point. Now, when it comes to coherence and cohesion, you need to use paragraphs appropriately. And then you need to use linking devices, arrange your ideas logically, support all ideas with relevant examples, and draw a relevant conclusion. So remember, in task 2, essay writing, there should be 4 paragraphs, 1 introduction, 2 supporting paragraphs, and a conclusion. And when you write your supporting paragraphs, make sure to have a clear topic sentence. And your supporting paragraph should reflect that topic sentence. For example, if you say public transport has a number of advantages, that whole paragraph should reflect that topic sentence. So when it comes to lexical resources, use less common words, use topical vocabulary, avoid repetition of words, and be accurate with spellings. So guys, make sure to use less common words, use topical vocabulary, avoid repetition of words, avoid repeating the same words too often, and make sure to be accurate with spellings as well. So it's very important when it comes to vocabulary. Now, when you make mistakes with word forms, now quite often I hear people say, like, he performed good or he did good. Grammatically, it's incorrect, right? Because you cannot use an adjective to describe a verb. You need to use an adverb. So it should be, he performed well, he did well. So such mistakes are critical, and we might lose marks significantly. Common mistakes, once again, poor structuring, poorly developing ideas, informal style of writing, and poor grammar and sentence skills. So these are the issues students face. That's why in our IELTS expert course, which I'm going to introduce today, it's on a special offer. It's the Black Friday, guys. So it's going to be very cheap. And I think if you want to achieve a very good score with my team, you should really go for it. But anyway, we will give you feedback based on the marking criteria. In our expert course, we check up to 16 essays. Now, that's actually a very, very good deal. Anyway, we spoke so much about cohesion. I told you it's all about using linkers effectively. So now let's do this task. It says complete the sentences below by choosing the correct linker from the options. Number 1, it rained heavily, and as a result, plus we had to stay in for 2 days. It rained heavily, and as a result, plus we had to stay in for 2 days. Which linking phrase or word should we use here? It rained heavily, and as a result, plus we had to stay in for 2 days. What is the correct answer here, guys? It rained heavily, and as a result, plus we had to stay in for 2 days. Absolutely. Logically, it's as a result. Number 2, global warming has become a major threat. Therefore, moreover, global leaders should pay more attention to it. Global warming has become a major threat. Therefore, moreover, global leaders should pay more attention to it. Which linker would you use in number 2? Let's go with the flow. Let's not take much time. What's the answer for number 2? Global warming has become a major threat. Therefore, moreover, global leaders should pay more attention to it. Is it therefore or moreover? Okay, so I see the answers coming. So don't you think that like global warming is a major threat? So it's therefore, right? As a result, very good. Now you also need to use these linkers when you speak and also when you write. Look at number 3. It's a tricky one. Learning a foreign language can be beneficial for a child's early development. So it is really beneficial, and it could be useful for their future. Thus, furthermore, it could be useful for their future. Once again, learning a foreign language can be beneficial for a child's early development. Thus, furthermore, it could be useful for their future. What's the option here? Is it thus or furthermore? So I see Madiha is very quick to answer, guys. What about the rest? Number 3, learning a foreign language can be beneficial for a child's early development. Thus, furthermore, it could be useful for their future. And the answer should be furthermore. It's another advantage, right? Yes, it's another advantage. Very, very good. Okay. Number 4, fast food restaurants are widespread. Therefore, moreover, they're easy to access. Fast food restaurants are widespread. Therefore, moreover, they're easy to access. That means they're widespread, and therefore, or moreover, they're easy to access. What's the answer here? Fast food restaurants are widespread. That means they're everywhere. Therefore, moreover, they are easy to access. Absolutely, right? Because if you have fast food restaurants everywhere, that means we can always find them easily. So the answer should be therefore, like fast food restaurants are widespread, therefore they're easy to access. Well done, very good, lovely. Number 5, although moreover many are aware of the harmful effects of smoking, the number of smokers is increasing year by year. Although moreover many are aware of the harmful effects of smoking, the number of smokers is increasing year by year. Is it although or moreover? What's the answer for the last one? Okay. Should not take much time. What's the answer for the last one? It is yes. Yes, although, right? Although, like number 5, the answer is although. Although many are aware of the harmful effects of smoking, the number of smokers is increasing year by year. Now, I know it's not a big deal, but unfortunately, when I check essays, students don't use linkers properly. Now, at the exam, remember, if the examiner sees that you are making too many mistakes with linkers, then that's going to be a band 6. If the examiner sees that you do use linkers effectively, but there are a few mistakes, that's going to be a band 7, but it should be minimum. And when you use linkers properly, without an effort, that's going to be a band 8. Please check the band descriptors from the British Council, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. You will understand what I'm talking about. Now, we spoke about logical structure. I told you that a paragraph should be well structured with a clear topic sentence. Now, I want you all to read these 2 paragraphs and choose the paragraph which is well structured. The paragraph where the linkers are used well, which has a clear topic sentence. And finally, the paragraph that has clear progression. So tell me whether it's paragraph A or paragraph B. Read attentively and tell me your answer. So yes, be attentive. Looking forward to your answer. Is it paragraph A or paragraph B, which is well structured, a clear topic sentence? So Ajan says it's A, and so does Madiha and Aigun. What about the rest, guys? Do you agree with them? Because they say it's A, and definitely the answer is A. Why? Well structured, clear topic sentence. Look, you see, it says the obvious reason for a stressful working atmosphere nowadays is the increasing level of competitiveness among employees. Consequently, this leads to a hostile atmosphere in the working environment. The best solution for this for employers to create team activities. Then the example. For instance, it is known that many international companies organize tasks focusing on teams, which have made the employees perform effectively in a relaxed atmosphere. Well structured. You see, guys, before you write a paragraph, you need to plan the structure of your paragraph. That's something that you should do. Look at B. Working atmosphere becomes stressful because people have too much to do. I think the work should be limited. It is the employee's responsibility to do so. If not, employees will leave. So you cannot write or structure a paragraph without proper linkers. And if you look at the second paragraph, it's not cohesive. Linkers are not used in between. So please pay attention to that. Now, if you're already preparing for the exam, go and check your essays. See if your supporting paragraphs have a clear topic sentence. So that will be very important. Now, guys, when you prepare by yourself, or if you depend on YouTube videos, I really cannot guarantee that you can achieve a very high score. You do need to have professional assessment, detailed feedback. Nowadays, I'm working with a couple of students because I also check essays and also my team. And now I know Atune from Dubai. He's actually from Nigeria, living in Dubai. And now I'm working with him. And when he wrote his first essay, I gave him a 6.5. He was upset. But now, today, I checked his second essay. He has improved to a band 7. I see significant progress. So you do need to receive professional feedback. Nowadays, unfortunately, to get one essay checked, do your research, it's $20. To get one essay checked, it's going to be $20 with professionals, with examiners, ex-examiners. But as expert course, we're going to check 16 essays, and the price is going to be a huge surprise for you because it's Black Friday. The management has decided to reduce the price, and I'm pretty sure you will find it. Now, look at the paragraph here when you speak about cohesion and also logical structuring. It's about public transport. Let me read it for you. Public transport has a number of advantages. Firstly, it's the most economical option to travel around the city. For instance, in Moscow, the monthly subway ticket costs 10 times cheaper than maintaining a private vehicle. Moreover, public transport can be convenient, especially during peak hours. This could be illustrated by the increasing tendency to use the subway during office hours. Therefore, the role of public transport will always be significant. Do you see, guys? Now, forget about the fact that public transport is being repeated here, but the progression. Like, firstly, it's the most economical option to travel around a city, then giving an example, for instance, then adding another information, moreover. When you're adding another advantage, you use moreover, public transport can be convenient, especially during peak hours, and then explaining that. This could be illustrated by the increasing tendency to use the subway during office hours, and then concluding it. Therefore, the role of public transport will always be significant, will always be significant. So, guys, you need to kind of train yourself, and I hope you believe that you can work with me to achieve a very high score. So that's how we prepare. We always help students to acquire the essential skills. Guys, you joined my first lesson. I showed you listening and reading, and I remember you guys got your answers correct. That's the first stage. It's not enough, but when you work with me, I'll be helping you to achieve a very high score, both for listening and for reading. With my team, we've done it, and we will be able to help you as well. So the first stage is acquiring. You learn essential skills. Then, once you acquire, you need to practice to become familiar. That's the second stage, practicing. Then the third stage, once you have enough practice, you'll be familiar and you will be able to implement it. And the fourth step, you need to assess. So I'll make it very clear for you all. Step 1 in writing, you learn how to write a reason solution essay. On our platform, we have all the information, and you will have live lessons with me. We will show you how to write a reason solution essay. Then you will start practicing. You will write reason solution essays and you will send it to me. I will check your essays and provide my feedback. What you should do for vocabulary, how you can improve your sentence structures, how you should structure your paragraphs, how you should write a conclusion, right? I will provide detailed feedback based on the marking criteria. Then together, we will assess your progress. The next time when you write your next reason solution essay, don't you agree that you will make much better, you will make progress because you will improve based on my comments. So that's why during our program, we will check 16 essays. The same method goes with speaking. When you speak, Like we will teach you idioms, expressions, conditionals, right? And then, guys, you will implement them. And then we will assess your progress. We will say, okay, you're making progress. This is how you need to improve. That's how we will teach in our IELTS expert course. So we follow it as the APIA method. The method has helped over 4,000 students today to achieve very high score. So that's why, guys, I would like to introduce the IELTS expert course. The structure is very simple. You're going to have weekly webinars, and also you're going to have speaking workshops. So every week, like Tuesdays and Thursdays, Tuesdays, you're going to have listening and reading webinars. On Thursdays, you're going to have writing webinars. And every Saturday morning, you're going to have speaking workshops. And also on Fridays. Now, let's say if you can't make it on Saturdays, you're going to have these speaking workshops on Fridays. And on Mondays, we have grammar. So every week, you will learn something new based on a plan. And then, guys, you will have tasks on our platform. It's very interactive. I hope you have registered on our platform. So on our platform, you're going to have interactive tasks, which will be very useful. Then, guys, this is how we prepare listening. In our IELTS expert course, you're going to have weekly webinars with a certified IELTS trainer. You'll have 12 units of IELTS listening with interactive lessons. There'll be a step-by-step approach to answer every question type. I did discuss this during our first lesson, the importance of focusing on every question type. And then you're going to do 5 to 7 complete practice tests. For IELTS reading, you're going to have weekly live webinars with certified IELTS trainers. You'll have 12 units of IELTS reading on our platform with interactive lessons. Then there'll be step-by-step approach to answer every type of question. And also, guys, you will learn, you'll be taught separately. If you're taking academic IELTS, we will teach you separately. If you're taking general IELTS, we will teach you separately. And remember, with the reading test, for the reading section, you will have 5 practice tests at the end. So there'll be 5 practice tests. When it comes to IELTS writing, we focus a lot because we did discuss that the writing section is the most challenging. It is the section where students struggle to achieve a band 7 or higher. So that's why we focus a lot. So you will have weekly webinars. There are 14 units on our platform. And guys, believe me, we teach so much on our platform for writing. You will never find any platform where they focus so much, I guarantee. And number 2, guys, whatever that we teach on our platform for writing, if you try to learn with a private tutor, you're going to spend way more and you'll have to have so many lessons. So everything is there. Why do I say this? Number 1, our writing lesson will start with introducing IELTS writing. Then we will introduce the question types. Then we will teach you how to write an introduction. We will teach you the types of sentences you'll have at the exam. We will teach you how to structure paragraphs, how to make your writing style formal, how to use punctuation properly, how to use the definite article. There is a lesson dedicated to grammar. Now, for example, people don't know when to use a gerund or when to use the infinitive. Now, for example, you can't say, I enjoy to read. It should be, I enjoy reading. So we will teach you that. Then we will focus on reason solution essays. Then we will teach you how to write opinion essays. Then we will teach you how to write discussion essays. Then we will teach you how to write 2-question essays. When it comes to academic IELTS, you will learn how to describe line graphs and then bar charts, pie charts, maps, processes. Then, guys, you must have seen, we will teach you how to describe a pie chart and a table together. So there's a lot to learn, and you need to question yourself. If you're taking this exam, if you're taking it seriously, are you prepared? Is someone teaching you all those things? Now, in our expert course, we will teach you, and that's why it's going to be important. When it comes to speaking, guys, you're going to have speaking workshops every week, 16 units, and I can tell you what we will teach on our platform. Number 1, speaking. We will introduce our speaking. The first topic is dedicated to WH questions, the 5 ways of answering WH questions. The second lesson is dedicated to family. So you will learn useful words, like, words like being a black sheep or it runs in a family. So we will teach you some useful idiomatic expressions. There'll be model answers. We will show you how to answer such questions. and also specific vocabulary. That's about family. Then we will speak about places. Then we'll speak about leisure. Then we will speak about films, music, and books. Then we will speak how to describe people. Then we will focus on part two speaking. Then we will speak about technology, fashion, food, and so on. Sports, a lot, guys. That's why 16 units. Once again, in order to ask a tutor to teach you, I'm not sure. If you attend like coaching classes, group lessons, will the teacher pay more attention to you? I'm not sure. That's why we have the speaking workshop. And above all, you will have a personal tutor. I would not call a tutor, a personal trainer working with you on the platform, listening to your recordings. Now, today, that's what I did, right? I gave you an example. I asked you to create your own examples. Then you need to speak out loud. And with us, you're not going to be alone because you will send us your recording. We will listen to your recording and we will provide feedback. So a lot to learn, guys. And that's why you can see our students, they have achieved very high scores. So you can see that we have 9 for listening, 9 for reading, because we will guide you step by step. That's the best approach. You can't take the short way. It should be a gradual process. You need to become familiar with the skills. You need to practice, and then you need to implement. So that's how we prepare. Then grammar, guys, do not worry. You will learn everything that is essential for grammar. We will teach you. Then, like I said, so many topics are covered. So you will learn up to 400 words during this course program. And like I said, you'll have sufficient speaking practice. Today, the biggest problem with IELTS is lack of speaking. Guys, do you agree? Do you have a partner with whom you can practice speaking? Do you have professional assessment? No, be honest. If you do have, type yes. If you don't, that's an issue. Speaking, when it comes to IELTS, is like, it's not just practicing with a native speaker or with a friend, but also it's great to practice with a professional who would listen to you, who would provide feedback, and also who would suggest how to make your speaking better or what kind of expressions you can use. That way, you will definitely improve. Now, I've seen quite often people use to with the modal verb, like, I should to work. I should work, not I should to work, you see? So what if you make such mistakes at the exam, right? You're going to lose marks. And maybe you'll have to take the exam again, and you're going to spend more money. So it's going to be a huge issue if you don't realize it. So what I'm saying is it's always, always better to study with a professional. So I see that you guys are typing that. Yes, so if you have a speaking partner, it would be great. If you don't have, it's always great. So it's very important that, you have a professional assessment. So examiner's guidance on IELTS speaking and writing. So you'll always have an examiner who will work with you. So today, guys, with the Black Friday, today, because of Black Friday, the course is only $99 US. If you can't find a course cheaper than this, well, good luck. But I think it's a very nice offer. Join us, guys, if you're aiming for a very high score. I see that Madiha is a teacher. That's great because I train teachers as well. Today morning, I had a training for teachers, how they should assess. So the knowledge I'm going to share is going to be very unique. And also, if you plan to become an IELTS trainer, you should really consider joining us because I think that will be the future. So think it over, guys. Look, it's only $99. Today, we end up spending so much money on many things. But to get a course which would guarantee your score in IELTS, which would guarantee a very high score, I think it's going to be really valuable. So it's only $99. And remember, for this $99, you're going to study with us for 2 months. You'll have access to our platform for 6 months. You will prepare with ex-examiners and certified IELTS trainers. And we focus a lot on speaking and writing. I've already explained that. And a guaranteed score. What do I mean by that? I'm not saying that if you prepare, you're going to achieve 7.5, but in case you don't achieve your required score, it's unlikely to happen. But in case you don't achieve your required score, we're going to support you until you achieve your required score. So we will help you until you achieve your required score. We've done it. You've seen our results. So our main goal is to help students to achieve a very high score in their first attempt. So guys, do you have questions? related to the IELTS expert course. Already I'm seeing people are registering. I see that people are buying. Please, well, yeah, so that's wonderful. So guys, please remember that, we can accommodate only 7 students, not more, only 7 students. So usually this offer is going to be very quick because it's a very attractive offer. So the discount is going to be valid till Sunday, till the weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, so it's going to be there till the weekend. But also remember that when people register, we will close the registration as soon as we have 7 students, because we can't accommodate more. Because when we conduct the speaking workshop through Zoom, we don't want to increase that number. So it's not going to be like, we have 25 students. It's not a webinar, especially the speaking workshop. It's going to be through Zoom. Everyone is going to speak, and the trainer would listen to them, provide feedback, would be teaching. So that's why we can accommodate only 7 students in this program. That's great. So guys, do you have questions about IELTS, about the program? I will be very happy to answer. Any more questions, guys? Guys, think about who is going to check your essays. I always see people getting their essays checked by friends or those who have already taken the exam. Is it a good way? Well, I'm not sure. You really need to know how the essays are being checked, because getting professional feedback is way more valuable and way more important than, getting it checked. And, there are Facebook groups and so on. It doesn't work like that, guys. Professional assessment is very important, because that is the key towards achieving a very high score, because the preparation has to be very effective. I also would like to say that, yes, there are many online courses. I just also want to mention there are many online courses available, but the only thing is there is no proper structure. Aijan is asking, only speaking and writing is included? No, it's speaking, writing, reading, and listening. All 4 sections. It's a comprehensive preparation. Remember, listening, we will focus on section 1, how to complete sentences, how to answer short answer questions. We did that during my free course. Then multiple choice questions, summary completion. So we will focus on every question type in listening, and you will have 4 practice tests. For reading, every question type, and also you'll have 4 practice tests. And remember, guys, at the end of the course, by the way, I haven't mentioned it, you will have a mock exam. You will have a mock exam. Yes, Madiha, you pay only once. That's also a very good question, guys. You pay only once this amount. There won't be any extra charge. So what I'm saying is, for this $99, 16 essays are checked, comprehensive preparation, every section, everything will be taught, and you pay only once. That's guaranteed. That's it. So for example, now Tunay is working with me, but he only bought the, he's focused on writing now, but you only pay once, no questions asked. Everything will be covered. Any more questions, guys? Anything you would like to know? Do you have questions about what we've discussed today? Maybe about speaking, writing. On our first lesson, we focused on listening and reading. Do you have questions related to those sections? So guys, we also have a consultant. So she will be working with you all. In case you guys have questions, I think she'll be more than happy to answer your questions about the courses, about the program. And, you can also kind of, ask questions from her. But please remember, guys, not to forget to register, because the registration will end very soon. I know that because I know that as soon as I finish the webinar, we have 7 students and I need to work with them. I need to prepare immediately. Okay, guys. So remember the lesson, if you join us, the first lesson for listening and reading is going to be next Tuesday, same time. So do register, buy the course, because I'm looking forward to teaching you, because I'll be the teacher for the listening and reading, and I'm pretty sure you will like it. Then actually next Thursday, we're going to have a lesson on writing. And next Saturday morning, we're going to start our speaking lesson, or on Friday. So you can choose the time which is convenient for you for speaking lessons. Like, maybe it could be Friday for you, or it could be Saturday morning. So just think about it. Looking forward to teaching you guys. Guys, join me and let me support you and take you towards achieving a very high score. So guys, if you don't have questions, I'm going to say goodbye. But if you do have questions, please write. And I'm pretty sure my team would be very happy to answer your questions. Okay, guys. So I wish you guys all the very best. I wish you the highest score in IELTS. Always stay motivated, stay focused. Have a great evening. Goodbye, guys. Thank you very much.
Так, знаешь, мы уже завершились. Сегодня что-то мы быстро
Да.
как-то.
Да, я точно не знаю почему, но так получилось.
Ага, ну ничего. Нормально, все, кнопочку рано включили, заказов пока нет, вообще как бы маловато по времени, 1,5 часа надо. Я думала, что сейчас еще будет какой-то блок, и потом еще раз до продажи, вот как была. Вот сейчас потому что блок продажи был хорошо. Вот. И там, по-моему, еще вопросы остались в чате.
Вопросов нету там, но что-то вопрос. Я просто не знаю, я все-таки закончил так, потому что они чуть-чуть пассивнее, могу сказать. Но вот Айжан сейчас, она писала, что она, по-моему, хочет покупать. Ольга, посмотрим. Айжан,
хорошо, сейчас посмотрим все комментарии.
Да.
Окей, ну ничего, если сейчас какие-то вопросы будут, мы сейчас с Валерией ответим и свяжемся с ними заодно.
Да, хорошо.
Вот.
Хорошо.
А завтра, если у Валерии будет время, я ей сделаю выборку, и можно будет посвязываться, позвонить им.
Хорошо.
Хорошо?
Ну, Ольга, тогда я подготовлю вот новый план, тогда вот первый и второй во вторник и среду, и еще передумаем, как это переделать, вот это уроков. Это я сделаю. Ну, как мы договорились с вами? Не следующей недели, но после этого, да. Ну,
давайте,
тогда...
знаете как, давайте трансляцию на YouTube остановим, сделайте меня организатором. Я завершу, и мы с вами еще раз проговорим.
Ага.
Чтобы она у нас там не писалась.
Угу.
Ага.